Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will learn about the CSS background shorthand property. So I'll go to the documentation here on MDN. As you can see, the background shorthand CSS property sets all background style properties at once. Okay, such as color, image, origin, and so on and so forth. And if I just go ahead here, as you can see, there are all of the properties which we can set inside of the background shorthand property. So we have background attachment, background clip, background color, background image, background origin, background position, background repeat, and background size. Okay. Now here one thing is important. If I just scroll down a little bit, right now inside of this particular line, what it is saying is the background size value may only be included immediately after background position, separated with a slash character like this. Okay, center and then 80%, something like this. So let's go to the code editor and try it out. Okay, so I will get rid of these things here and I will do background and then colon, and then we can do something like URL, okay, which we did for background image. So here we have the URL, and inside of that, what we can do, we can go to the images, and then let's go with the owl.png. If I just save and go to my browser here, as you can see, our owl is repeating, right? But here we can say like, hey, set this URL and then no repeat. Okay, save, and our owl is not getting repeated right now. Okay, then we can change the position as well. Let's do center. And if we do that, now our owl is at the center of our container. Awesome. But if we want to scale the image, for example, to something like 400%, we cannot do that something like this. We have to add a slash and then we have to do something like that. So if I just do this, now our owl is enlarged 400%. Okay, so this is basically that. But here I want to say one thing is that I do not personally like this shorthand property because there is a whole bunch of things going on. And apart from that, we can set multiple backgrounds, right? We can set multiple images. So if I just add a comma and then do URL, and we can do images bg1, something like that. If I just do that, then as you can see, that image is getting applied as well. And this syntax is getting quite large, right? And all of the things here is pretty hard to remember. So in case of the background, I usually stick with the long form syntax. I usually add the background images separately. I usually set the background repeat separately and positioning and so on and so forth. So this is basically the CSS background property. One thing to remember is that this particular line is that like, hey, background size, if you want to use this particular syntax, background size has to go immediately after background position, and then it has to be separated by a forward slash. Okay, so this is the CSS background property. Okay, and you can use that. You can set the background color itself. As you can see here, you can set something like this, the gradient, okay, which you can see inside of this example. Here you can set some sort of an image. Here there are multiple images, which we did something similar to this, right? And then we have this thing as well, which we did something similar to that as well, like this one, like multiple images here, right? Awesome. So this is the CSS background shorthand property.